How about we go over some killer additions in the Centra collection? I was looking at my collection for some inspiration in recent days, and I'm just going to go over some fragrances that I purchased in the last days or weeks. There are actually a couple of fragrances that I wasn't going to buy at all, since I was somewhat underwhelmed the first time I smelled them. But it seems that I cannot escape the hype of these fragrances. So I bought some of them to lay my mind at rest and discover myself why so many people love these and why are they so popular. Myself is the first one on this list. This is a fragrance released in 2023 from Yves Saint Laurent. My understanding is that this fragrance sells like crazy. I do have to say that I'm somewhat, puzzled with the simplicity of Myself. The note breakdown online confirms this statement. It has citruses like bergamot and a slight soft floral orange blossom. And then the base note is going to be a little bit ambery with some patchouli. I'm quite puzzled by the fact that it is so simple, but yet it sells so incredibly well. Perhaps it is just this simplicity of Myself that is so captivating for so many people. I mean, it does sell like crazy. Myself does lend itself to a huge audience with its simplicity. It is very mass pleasing. Guaranteed to not offend anyone, perfect for sort of a morning spritz right out of the shower. A little bit for the younger crowd, I think. It is sort of a great anytime scent for anyone who just wants to smell nice, for 5 or 6 hours. I can see where the mass appeal comes from because it is a simple scent if you just want to smell nice for a little while. Another one I wasn't, going to buy is the Paco Rabanne Phantom Parfum from 2023. Since the original Phantom, the silver one from 2021.
It's not for me, it's for those kids out there.
However, this matte black Phantom is quite nice. The rhubarb note, when I sampled it, actually was quite appealing to me. And it worked. I was looking for something that I could wear, in the heat with a bit of personality. Yes, this ended up being a little bit too sweet in the extremely hot days. It does have some vanilla and some Tulu resin in this one. I do like the spiced rhubarb and citrus in the opening though. It is quite nice. It has a slight coziness to it with enough individuality to warrant a look, in my opinion. For me, the Parfum edition is a huge improvement to the original. It is, however, still for a younger crowd, in my opinion. But then again, wear what you want to wear. After all, that's what I do. And I encourage you to do the same. Be you all the time and just do you. Once again, let me know what you think about this one. Do you think anybody can wear this? Is it an improvement? Let me know in the comments. The next one is one from Rabanne, and it is from the 1 Million line, and it is Royal. I really enjoy this one. Most of the 1 Millions are also for a younger crowd. I personally do not subscribe to the younger crowd, sentiment, like I said a second ago. I either like it or not so much. But I know many of you, give an age to like fragrances, and I understand that. Some fragrances do feel a bit melancholy to me. Not so much old, but they do remind me of a different time. And I know for some people, the love for the sweet fragrances seem to dwindle just a little bit.
That's normal.
I personally really like this Royale from the 1 Million line. It's really a nice fragrance. If you want more information on the 1 Million, I do have a video that goes through the entire 1 Million line, one by one. I will link the video in the description or at the end of this video, so you can watch it later if you want to go through the 1 Million ones. This Royale for me is a really good one, and so is the Oud. One fragrance that pleasantly surprised me, that I wasn't going to get at first, is going to be Born in Roma, Intense, released in 2023. This one right here. I actually just bought a small bottle because I didn't think I was gonna like it. This is another line that I just wasn't too keen on. I'm personally from the, I love the original Valentino Uomo, with the hazelnut note camp. I know many of you are, and some of you love this one right here. But for me, when they changed this whole thing, I wasn't too happy about it. So I didn't buy any of the Born in Romas except this Intense. It's actually quite nice. Nice, strong spray here too. This Born in Roma has a super simple note breakdown. Seems like that's kind of the trend lately, but it works beautifully. And there's some lavender, there's some vanilla, and finally a bit of earthy sort of woods coming from a vetiver. True, it does smell like the original, but it is without the bubblegum, and I guess that's what I like. Let's lighten it up a little bit with my next two. I can totally wear the next two in the summer. The first one is going to be a new release from Miyake. It is Solar Lavender, and it was released in 2024. It's one with the bottle, with the wooden cap on the top. There's a few of them, and this is the latest one in that lineup. Eau de Parfum has, some stellar fragrances, in my opinion. My favorite one, or one of my favorite ones from them, is going to be the original one from, the 90s. Still wear that one today. It's a beautiful fragrance. This new Solar Lavender is another fragrance with a simple note breakdown. You're going to have some lavender, there's a little bit of cedar, there is some Sichuan pepper in here, which is a citrus forward note, not related to the traditional pepper at all. Upon first spray, this Solar Lavender is going to be quite citrusy. The lavender here is going to be in second place for sure. If you have smelled, the Vetiver edition from the same line, which is this one right here, then the Solar Lavender is going to be a lot brighter between the two of those. This one is going to be a little bit closer to the Pour Homme in sort of a solar kind of way. It's much lighter, not quite as dense. Of course, it is without the famous yuzu note. However, the citrus nuance and the Szechuan pepper will remind you of the original. At least it reminded me of it. This fragrance stays somewhat linear, and unfortunately it doesn't project or last, as much as I would like, as pretty much all the ones with the woody cap. So you're gonna have to respray this one. Next up is one that I just bought because I liked the Carolina Herrera release from 2023, the Passion, remember that one? I blind bought, Birds of Paradise 2024, mostly because I liked the bottle and the notes looked interesting to me. It's going to have some driftwood, chamomile, and fir, which is sort of a moss-like note. It is almost what I thought it would be. It is dry, it is herbal, and somewhat woody. However, I thought it would be a little sweeter due to the tonka bean in its base. This CH leans a little bit more towards the green side of the tonka bean. It is clean, unusual in a good way. Perfect summer scent if you're trying to get away from the sweet coconuts. Another unusual fragrance I like quite a bit is the new Narciso Rodriguez Vetiver Musk. This one was released in 2024. I'm a big fan of the unique, Narciso Rodriguez line, and this one also does not disappoint at all. Vetiver Musk is certainly a step in another direction if you are comparing it to, the For Him Blue Noir from 2022, which was a Stella Iris dominant fragrance, sort of in the style of Dior Homme Intense and the original Valentino Olmo Intense. Vetiver Musk will surprise you if that's what you thought you were getting. It is completely different. This new and unique scent will grow on you as you wear it. It is fresh, like in a piney kind of way. Somewhat traditional with the geranium and lavender that's in here, only to kind of throw you off a little bit by the slight note of algae. There's also a sour sensation in this one that's sort of tamed by the resins and the musk. The slight sour sensation is probably from the addition of cedar and vetiver in its base. Like I said, this one is completely unique. It will grow on you. It's light with a slight sense of the ocean, heavy without being sweet. Vetiver Musk is another great fragrance addition to the Narciso Rodriguez line. You can wear this one in the summer. It's very interesting. This time, Narciso will not remind you of rainy days like some of the other ones, but instead a beautiful sort of summer day while you're walking through the fields of green. Another stellar release fragrance that you can have for a really good price is the 2023 release from Lalique. It is the Encre Indigo. This one is not blue like the bottle would suggest. Instead of it is sort of, a green, deep green fragrance filled by some, bay leaf and tea. Encre Indigo is a spicy green patchouli and vetiver fragrance. Quite beautiful. And I can never see where the sprayer is. It's always, there it is. If you like earthy scents, then you'll have to get your nose on this one. Actually, if you like the Encre Noir, the whole line, then you have to get your nose on this one. It's a must if you love the Encre Noir line. Absolutely. It's a great little addition with a big dose of tea. Another one that I recently picked up that I really like the scent profile of the other two is going to be a 2024 release, and it is called This Is Really Him from Zadig and Voltaire. It is a definite flanker, of the original This Is Him, created by Nathalie Larson in 2016. Although this one is going to be a lot fresher than the original, which had spices of smoky incense and some vanilla. The original This Is Him is one of my favorite all-time winter fragrances, bar none. It works great when it's white outside. This Is Really Him starts with a similar, note of citrus, grapefruit and lemon. I do love that first kick of grapefruit and lemon when you first spray it. The scent profile of the original is still going to be there, but it is going to be camouflaged by a wall of citrus. This Is Him is a brighter and woodier fragrance. I have the original and I love wearing it, in the super cold, weather. Fantastic scent profile. The one thing I did not like about the original was that fact that, it was restricted to the cold weather. That's when I bought, Just Rock from 2017. It's a slightly lighter version without the incense. Still, the lighter version of Just Rock only reached into, spring and maybe fall time, since it was still quite dense and it's kind of hard to wear that one when it's hot outside. So if you like the scent profile of This Is Him, then you will definitely like this one. It's got a little bit of a metallic sense to it as well. Quite nice. It is still not going to be a good fragrance for when it's really hot outside, because the original scent profile, which is kind of warm and cozy, is still going to be present in this one. One more thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. I'd love to have you on board. Also, don't forget to enable, the little bell reminder. It will get you notified when I post some content. Remember that your fragrance journey begins with but one single scent. One of those fragrances I thought and hoped that I could wear in the summer is a 2023 release by Chopard. It's an Alberto Morillas release or creation. The perfumer style is 100% evident in this one, since once I sprayed this, it immediately reminded me of the Bulgari Man line, which he's also responsible for. And that's a good thing. The Bulgari Man line is a fantastic offering. You should try some of those fragrances if you haven't yet. As for the Cedar Malaki, it is a much darker fragrance than I hoped. It's very woody and somewhat warm when the fresh top notes fade, which is actually quite quick. The fragrance is sort of ruled, if I can say that, by the cedar and the mossy green and woody cypriol oil. Some florals like labdanum and lavender are still going to be in here, and various spices to give it a beautiful scent profile. It is slightly sweet from the labdanum. The performance is better than average and leans just a little bit towards the masculine side. If you have others from the Malaki line, you will without a doubt know that Cedar Malaki is from the collection, as it does have a bit of, the smokiness like some of the others. It isn't a freshie and leans, more on the smooth, sort of cozy, mature side. Perfect for anyone who wants a beautiful woody cedar with a slightly sweet floral undertone, veiled in some smoke. I personally think that Chopard's Malaki line is completely underrated. Let me know your thoughts on that. And of course, all the other fragrances mentioned in this video. Let me know what you think about them. What are your thoughts on them? Don't forget, if you haven't subbed yet, go ahead and do that now. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Ciao.